Good morning, Matt. It's Thursday. It's actually Thursday, and it's actually morning, which is weird. First, I'm really sorry you didn't get to go to the Nerdfighter gathering. From someone who's never been to a Nerdfighter gathering, I was kind of hoping that, at least one of us would get to go to one. In my last video, I asked if you'd want me to do an entire, video about asexuality, and I didn't actually think you would say yes to that, but you did. So, yeah, this is where we are. To begin with, you wanted to know if all bakers are asexual. I actually don't know of any asexual bakers. The thing with the cake is because on the AVEN website, which is Asexuality, Visibility, and Education Network, the members will welcome newer members by giving them this cake icon. And so it's sort of become like an ace thing. Asexuality, looking at it from like the view of an English nerd, just generally means the absence of sexual attraction, or the absence of sexuality. There we go. It's also, like, in biology terms, when only one parent cell is needed for reproduction. Outside of biology and English class, however, it is a term that is used to describe people who don't experience sexual attraction to either gender. And there's really world similarities between asexuals and, like, after that there are all these different sub-levels. Like, there's asexual heteroromantics who experience romantic attraction to the opposite gender. And homoromantics experience romantic attraction to the same gender. Biromantics experience romantic attraction to both genders. Aromantics experience romantic attraction to neither gender. Panromantics experience romantic attraction to beauty, I believe it. As for myself, I guess I would most likely probably be asexual biromantic. I'm not actually sure of that. Asexuals will use the black rings to sort of identify among themselves. And a lot of people, like, get asexuality and celibacy confused, but the quickest way to, like, tell the difference is that celibacy is the choice and asexuality isn't. It's an actual orientation, and a lot of people refuse to believe that, which sucks because, I mean, it's not really their fault, but in the kind of society we're in, when someone says they don't experience sexual attraction, you're sort of like, what? No, that's just weird. Everyone, because, like, it's a really sexual society. If you haven't noticed that by this point. One of the reasons I've never told a lot of people, and why I think a lot of people haven't told the people they know, is because it's really sort of awkward. There's, like, there isn't a non-awkward way to be like, oh, hey, I don't experience romantic attraction, but I do, or I don't experience sexual attraction, but I do experience romantic attraction to both genders, and then there's, like, all these awkward questions. I'm doing a very terrible job explaining this, but it's early. This is gonna be an even weirder way of explaining this. Just for, like, how you can experience romantic attraction without sexual attraction. This is a candle. I really love this candle, but I don't experience sexual attraction towards this candle. If that made any sense at all. It didn't, I know that, but, it made sense to me. Sort of. It didn't even make sense to me, but you know what? One more thing, and this is another question that I actually haven't got, but I thought of yesterday. And, like, if you're not attracted to anyone, why is it that you'll stare at the same sorts of people, which are generally, the emo people, the dark hair, the tattoos, the piercings, the dark clothing, or, Frank Iero and M Shadows. The only thing I can think of is that I can still appreciate, like, when something's beautiful without, having sexual attraction to that person. One of the things I've just realized is that I don't think I've ever used the term sexy to describe someone. I only use words like adorable. I'm going to, in the description, I'm going to link you to, like, this other channel that explains it so much better. I might actually put a link to the Avon website too, just because it's sort of, there's this whole, like, information page about it that will do much better explaining than I just did. Oh, and thanks for telling me happy birthday on Twitter.